Hello again, and welcome back to Monday Morning Quarterback. Today we're enjoying a 48-30 road win up at Concordia Moorhead. Part of the enjoyment of the weekend was certainly the win, but part of it was just being on the road overnight and enjoying the company of the coaches and the players together. We took off on Friday morning and enjoyed the day together on the trip up, spent some time with some people that have been following our program intently up in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and I think it was one of the more enjoyable moments of the last month. Our guys certainly came out and started very, very strong. Our offense for the third week in a row really found its rhythm early. We did have to answer an early Concordia score on the third play of the game, but our offense took off from there and scored on 7 of the first 8 possessions. So that was great to see. And there are a lot of positives with the ground game and the pass game, but probably most was the balance between the two. We had over 500 yards, just about equally split between the run game and the pass game, and really liked the rhythm that the two played off of each other with throughout the game. We were able to have 6 different players on offense score touchdowns. Notably, Aaron Terrell Bird and Ryan Toney, both freshman running backs, getting their very first collegiate touchdown, so that was good to see. They paid special attention to Fritz Waldvogel in just about everything that he did, and certainly he had some very nice catches and also some nice runs, but what we were able to do is utilize him as a decoy, and that opened up throwing lanes and running lanes for the other guys. And a fantastic game by Dan Nearing, who went off for 170 yards receiving, so that was wonderful to see as well. Our offensive line is really starting to come together right now, and we have played a lot of young guys early, but I think that's really paying dividends as we see guys like Jason Flesher and Ulyss Payne and TJ Woodrow starting to come into their own with those other 3 or 4 veterans that we have playing on the offensive line. And I think that's also helped by very good blocking by our tight ends, Logan Marks, Ben Graham, Johnny Nelson, and Matt Allen. So real happy with our progression. We're not there yet, but that group is certainly starting to gel, no question about it. On defense, it was a bit of a tough day, obviously. It was the single highest point total that we've allowed in conference play since we've been here. Obviously, we're not happy about that, but there were some bright spots throughout the day. Notably, we had 2 interceptions, one by Chinioji in the first half and one by Winter Cullen in the first half. And we also had 4 sacks from different players. So even though Concordia came out, they had a very nice plan and a very good scheme, and they hit us on the third play of the game for a very long touchdown off of a play action. Our guys did answer the call in the next 4 possessions. We ended up stopping them with 2 punts and 2 interceptions, which set up some shorter fields for the offense to work on. I do think that some of the things that we have to clean up obviously showed up in the pass game. We were able to slow down their run. We didn't completely stop it. They had 62 yards on the ground. But for a rushing attack that was coming in with 260 yards a game, we did, relatively speaking, slow that down. We did not necessarily slow down their pass game off of their play action, and that's what we have to work on right now. Our defense was led by Paul Carlson and Harry Patera that each had 7 tackles, and also great effort by guys like Danny Kane, who's not only anchoring down the middle of that defensive line at nose guard, but is hustling sideline to sideline, getting a really good play out of him, and very happy to see that. Our special teams is another spot where we've seen a lot of freshmen adding value to it, and now they're really becoming nice players for it. Derek Vider is a special teams demon for us and just doing a fantastic job as a freshman. And once again, we had another perfect field goal PAT game from our kickers, our holders, and our snappers. And a guy that doesn't get often mentioned too much is Kyle Bonner, who is a senior long snapper for us, providing us with a ton of consistency and a very nice weapon for us, both in the punt game and the field goal PAT game. Garrett Maloney came out. Once again, he punted well. I think he has now 5 punts in 4 games, so he doesn't have a lot of punts, but he had 43.5-yard average, and once again, I think utilizing him as a weapon is great. Probably the biggest play of the game was by our kicker, Timmy Albright, where we ended up kicking a surprise onside in the third quarter, and we thought that was the single biggest play of the game. We knew going in there might be a time to use it after halftime. We had just watched a game the week before where Concordia got way down on St. John's, and the Johns had a huge lead, and Concordia came roaring back on them and sent that game to overtime. So we knew that they had the ability to score chunks of points, and we didn't want to be able to put the ball back in their hands. So in the third quarter, I do think it was a nicely executed onside kick where Timmy Albright not only kicked it but recovered it on as well and allowed our offense to stay on the field. And most importantly, even if we didn't score, keeping their offense off the field. I thought that was probably the turning point of the game, and I'm happy with it. Players of the game: on offense, Dan Neering; on defense, Danny Kane; on special teams, Derek Vider; the defensive scout, Stephen Dejewski; the offensive scout, David Broading; and hustler of the week, Kyle Whitley. We look forward to seeing you out at the stadium at 1:10 on Saturdays. We take on St. John's. It should be a wonderful week. We'll see you there.
All the university, hail the Tommies, hearts and hands, hail the pie. We will fight, work, love,